What's up YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. Happy Independence Day. 4th of July is tomorrow when you should be watching this on a Monday, so it should be tomorrow. Happy Independence Day. We love our nation. I fly my flag 365 days a year because I love my country. Veteran, fought for my country. My grandfather was a veteran of World War II, went over to France and other parts of Europe, and so I know many of you are supporters of the military, former vets, former military that maybe didn't deploy. Thank you for your service. I know it's not about service, it's not about the military, but we're thinking about our independence from Great Britain, from the British, and so happy 4th. Hope you're safe in all that you do. And tomorrow, keep that in mind, keep the kids safe, be careful with those fireworks. We actually, and I'll show some clips here, we actually went over to my buddy Mr. Blake's house. He always goes down to South Carolina, makes a trip, and gets some fireworks and shoots them off for the community, invites people from his church, his family, has a little get together. He's the one that makes the outstanding pork and the sauce. And so it was a phenomenal meal, phenomenal evening watching the fireworks. So we had a great time. We're live here at Hunter Properties where Dell Leonard has saved the day with this fire. He saved the Hunter home. Let's get an action shot. Actually, you may be able to see more of Mr. Blake and his lawn on Wednesday. Special video there. Check that out on Wednesday. And on that topic of little admin things like that, before we get in today's video of the just absolutely brutal heat that we have here in North Carolina right now, I am going to be out of town from this coming Friday. This coming Saturday, I'm getting on a plane at RDU and I'm going to Ecuador, the Guayaquil, Ecuador, South America, on a missions trip. I'm going with my dad. My dad has been for probably 15 to 18 years now. Many trips. We're doing church planning. So it is, many of you will think that's nuts. Some of you will say that's awesome for you, Mr. Ferguson, and very few of you will pray for me, which I ask you to do. Pray for us, and lives will be changed forever because of what we're going to do there, because we're going to go door to door and knock and present the gospel to people in Ecuador, and people will say yes or no to accepting Jesus, and to get that, we're just doing what God commanded us to do. So I ask for your prayers. So next week, you will likely see no videos from me. I'm not going to take the time. This week we're planning, we're getting packing, we're doing lots of things. 4th of July is this week. It's just crazy. And so I'm not able to go ahead and pre-plan and make a bunch of videos for next week. So if you don't see any Mr. Ferguson videos next week, that is why. You can help me out and refer people back to this video and let them know why, because Mr. Ferguson is in Ecuador, and I will try at the hotel in the evenings. I won't have cellular, so in the evenings I'll have Wi-Fi. I'll be able to check and see comments and things like that. If you don't hear from me, you know why. So I'll try to remember to say that in Wednesday's video, and if we have a Friday video is in jeopardy. So just know that that's what's going on. That's what's in my life right now. Wife staying here. Miss Ferguson is in charge of this lawn, guys, so give her some encouragement. And she said, I ain't cut no grass. It's 97 degrees. And that's really what we're going to talk about today. It's brutally hot. We just came from church. The car thermometer is 100 degrees, and it cooled down to, I think, 96 on the way home. It is brutally hot. I'm standing right in the sun, sweating my face off. That's right. And I've got the sprinkler going. I just want to show you the lawn. The lawn looks fantastic for June. So let's jump into the video. Actually had, once again, the foreplay has come through, man. I tell you, with all seriousness, all of this, look at this. It's close to 100 degrees. We've had no rain, man. We are just having the worst luck in central North Carolina with rain. Down in southern Wake County, that's Raleigh, where Raleigh's located, they've had flash flood warnings. They're getting inches of rain. last night during 4th of July when we went into Mr. Blake's. They're getting tons of rain, flash flood warnings. We get nothing. And so it just depends on where you live. And so I just got a notification when I got home that we're in a severe thunderstorm watch. So I'm hoping we get some rain today, but I'm not taking that chance, and you'll see why in a minute. But the protein, guys, continue to look great. This is the 12-0-24. It is a 85, I would say, day slow release nitrogen fertilizer, or not nitrogen, fertilizer for the summer. You can find it at gciacademy.com. The links are always in the description if you're interested. And on Wednesday, as I kind of previewed for you, we may take a look at the 7020 stress blend from Yard Mastery. So stay tuned to the channel, check out Wednesday's video. But I did a deep watering on this midweek, but I did not do the bank, or the strip over here, excuse me. And so it was beginning to stress out, not here in the foreplay area, but once again, the area up here where I did not apply foreplay, it was really stressing out and looking sick and nasty. So it's not looking healthy. It looks like summer. The fungus seems to have been kind of going away, but the nitrogen looks great. The grass looks good, but it looks like summer grass, as I mentioned before. I just got done hand watering this section and it's already dried. I was trying to cool off the asphalt right here. That's one of the tips that I heard from someone, I think last year or year before. Hey, you don't always want to trim or edge the edge of your grass in summer, because sometimes when you let it grow out, it'll provide shade, not get so hot, and won't scorch the side grass. I thought about that. Plus, it's hot as crap yesterday, so I did not trim an edge. As you may be able to see right here, it looks kind of janky and jagged. That's why, and it may be true, and maybe it's an excuse for lazy people. I'll accept it today. Here's the front lawn. It's windy today, so I apologize for the wind, but I've got the sprinkler going the best I can to help the bank. The bank is stressing out a little bit, but not much. It is stressing out, but I'm trying to prevent it. Again, I'm going to be gone a week. It makes me nervous. Miss Ferguson's not going to be out here doing what Mr. Ferguson does. So it'll be interesting to see what it looks like when we come back, especially after applying some nitrogen, right? But so far, it's holding up well. Everything down here looks fantastic. I've got some projects, the potted grass going on here, but in the shade right here, I mean, this grass, look at this. This grass right here, if you was just to come to my house and look at this, it looks fantastic, right? You got those 1 spots or 2 spots in your yard that look amazing. This would be it during the middle of the day. This tree, excuse me, I know some people said I'd get rid of the tree. Shade is good. Too much shade, I've had issues with fescue, but this tree does great because, like right now, man, it feels like 10-15 degrees cooler under here. But the bank stresses out. Again, we've discussed that, we've talked about it. If you haven't heard why that is, it deals with the roots of the grass. It's really your dirt, not your grass type. Well, it is grass type a little bit. Fescue can take a beating of the heat a little more than something like Kentucky bluegrass in the cool season range. But so grass type does matter, but we're talking more specifically about what's underneath your dirt. If you have real rocky dirt, if you have new construction that's got a lot of rocks and boulders and stuff, the roots can't get deep to where the moisture is to get away, so it stresses out on the top first. We did an example, and it's still true today, even after hand watering this section. Mr. Ferguson dug out. I dug this out last year towards August or something. I dug this section out, and you can tell which section it is because it still looks amazing. This little half circle right here, I dug all this out, replaced it with good dirt, planted seed, it came up, and it looks better, and it has still not stressed out at all because I have good dirt there. Everything else around this bank has stressed out and continues to stress out over and over. So, and you can see the results of that down here where I'm watering. Why? Because the dirt is not as good. But when you have and take the time to do, a replacement of dirt, composting, people have said, replace the dirt, get rid of that nasty, filter out all the rocks, replace, put some dirt on, good fresh dirt on top. It does make a difference, and you won't have to water as often. You'll still need to water, but maybe not as often. But the heat is really the story. It looks really stinking good. I'm really impressed with the protein. I think protein has to be my favorite right now. Fertilizer. You put it out and it just works. It just looks beautiful. And you can see it in Pete's lawn. I can see it in my lawn. But obviously we're going to have to water without irrigation, being able to press a button on the side of my house and sprinklers come up. Man, I wish I wish Mr. Ferguson had that type of dough in the bank account, but I don't. And so we're out here watering a little bit just because I don't trust the weather, people. I don't trust the radar. I don't think we're going to get rain. If we do, Lord, send it this way, please. But that's kind of the story. Nothing really big to talk about. We're dealing with lawn stress, and we're dealing with watering. One thing that I did want to say in this video, was that I am seeing Bermuda or warm season weeds creep in. I may be able to show you over here while we're watering on the bank, but the places where your grass may stress out the most, you're going to begin to see warm season grasses start to come in. I think it was around here, and I can't remember specifically where, and I got the hose all over the ground and everything. Maybe right here some. Yeah, there's some right here. There's some warm season grasses, you know, and it's hard to tell right now, but when your grass begins to fade out and stress out, you know, there you go. There's some like Bermuda grass, some different type warm season weeds. Maybe it's not specifically Bermuda in here, but you can tell it's a lighter color, just like you can kind of see it right by the hose right there too. It's a different shade of green. It's just fescue has its own green, and this warm season stuff has a different, duller shade of green, and it's starting to creep in. And really, what I was going to title this video, is it worth it? Is it worth fighting this stuff? If it's beginning to develop in large patches and take over your lawn, I would say yes. You would probably want to section off that lawn, you know, find the chemical that's best to kill that off, something like a Fungicide 2. What I've learned from Fungicide 2, trying to fight Bermuda creeping in my lawn, is that it hurts the fescue. It is very powerful, as you guys told me. Fungicide 2 is a very powerful herbicide, and if you use just a little too much, man, it's basically like glyphosate. It's gonna torture grass. So if you do purchase it, be very careful. But I don't think I'm gonna go and fight Bermuda or warm season grass this season. I think I'm gonna focus on establishing this front lawn to survive the summer with the warm season grass and all, and let's just make it through till fall. And hopefully we can develop more roots for the next 11 months until the next summer, right? And so we're stronger, and then we can begin to battle some of these things, and the roots will be able to handle, you know, the more mature grass will be able to handle herbicides and things like that in the future. So be on the lookout for that. There are warm season grasses here in North Carolina creeping in the lawn, and you're gonna see it when you're mowing. Like, what is that? What are these things sticking out? I call them tripods. It's got the little three, you know, stem coming up with three, you know, I call them tripods because there's three of them. That's always something about a warm season grass. If it's not Bermuda, it's something else. But anyways, I'm seeing that as I mow, but ultimately it's not everywhere. It's not a big deal, but that's why I personally want to keep my fescue hydrated, healthy, not go dormant, because these things slip in and like it creates a window for it to come in. So that, we'll leave it there. It's hot. I'm going inside, guys. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a great 4th. If you watch this video, or the day before, you're sitting at the computer at work waiting on the clock to tick out so you can be done and be off on Tuesday, the 4th of July. I hope you guys have an excellent 4th. Got so much going on here in my lawn. Let me know how your lawn's doing. What are you seeing out there? Use the links below if you're interested in them. They do help to support the channel. Say a prayer for me as I go to Ecuador here in the next week or 5 days, and I always record these a couple days beforehand. So give me a prayer. Pray for Miss Ferguson that the lawn doesn't completely die on her and she freaks out, because she would get out here and do what needs to be done to help it out. So God bless you guys. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you on Wednesday with hopefully an on-location special Mr. Ferguson lawn care video. God bless.